What's up, y'all? My name's Chris Abbott, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how to create a game-changing church invite video, and I'm actually going to walk you through every single thing that needs to be in the video, what doesn't need to be in the video, and I'll actually show you how you can see a church invite video that we did for my church that's actually been viewed over 200,000 times, so you can just kind of use that as a jumping off point for your church. So let's dive into how to create a game-changing church invite video right now. What's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, we are always talking about church growth strategies and innovative ideas for reaching young families, the next generation, and ultimately making heaven crowded. So what I want to do here in this video is I'm going to just walk you through everything that you need inside of a really, really good game-changing church invite video. I actually created one for my church here a little while back, and it was crazy. We ran it on Facebook and YouTube, and we had it on our landing page. So when you came to the website, right? So this can be used on social media. It can be used on your website. You can send people to it with invite cards that can actually take a look and kind of test drive the church before they ever show up. And so it's really, really good, really effective for that. Now, if you want to see that video that I created that's been viewed over 200,000 times, along with a couple other videos that I've handpicked so you can use them as examples. So just go to churchfuel.com/invite video, and I'll send you an email that has links to all those videos so you can check them out, maybe kind of copy paste what works for your church. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do when you're creating a church invite video is you actually need to figure out what is the call to action. I know that might sound funny, but a lot of times we go out there and we just invite people to church or talk about our church, but we don't actually invite them to take the next step. So my favorite call to action is plan your visit, right? So if you're unfamiliar with plan your visit, right, this is just having an option on your website where people can sign up and basically schedule an appointment to visit your church, right? That way you know that they're coming, so you can connect with them before they show up, and you can assign like a friendly person, a friendly host to meet them at the front door, right? Help them get their kids checked into kids' church, give them a tour of the building, maybe get them a free cup of coffee, sit with them in service, introduce them around to some key staff and leaders, and make sure they meet you as the pastor, right? Because 80% of people who meet the pastor on their first visit will actually come back for a second visit. So this is a great way to make sure that they have an incredible time, they get connected from the beginning. So that's what we did for my church, right? Say, okay, plan your visit. Once you know what that call to action is going to be, then you need to figure out what equipment you're going to use. Now, here's the cool part. You can create a dope invite video using nothing but a smartphone. And if you're on a budget, that's actually what I recommend. Unless you have a really, really nice camera out there that you shoot videos with all the time, man, just grab a cell phone. It makes it so much easier just using a smartphone and being able to go out there and you're shooting in HD and you can do it quickly, right? And that's it. Because here's the deal. I believe that we should do everything with excellence, but I also believe that excellence can be an excuse that we hide behind, right? Saying, oh, don't worry, we're going to do that, but we just want to do it with excellence. That's actually an excuse. It's actually a fear of failure, right? And so what we do a lot of times is we just keep saying we're going to do something, keep saying we're going to do something. We never actually launch. We never actually do it. So I believe that done is better than perfect. And you can create a really, really great video that'll be done in just a few minutes using a smartphone. Now, a selfie stick is also a great idea, right? If you have a selfie stick, it's out in front of you a little bit more so you can see just a little bit more of a wide angle, and that's going to be really helpful. Okay, next up, I think the best thing to do is to start with where you want them to park. So if you think about it, whenever someone comes to visit our church for the very first time, the first impression that they have is actually the parking lot, right? It's not our greeters. It's not the people on the inside of the church. It's the parking lot. So I like the idea of having visitor parking right up front and having some way for them to be able to easily identify that that is first-time visitor parking. So the name of my church is Guts Church, right? So when we did this for my video, we have these big red Guts letters, G-U-T-S, that you can see like from the highway when you drive by. So what we do is we made our visitor parking right underneath those big red Guts letters. So that's where we started the video. We had Katie out there in the parking lot saying, hey, what's up? My name's Katie. I want to invite you to visit Guts Church this Sunday. And when you show up for the very first time, you're just going to park right here. We have first-time visitor parking right underneath these big red Guts letters. Then let's go inside and we'll take a look around, right? That way we're showing them exactly where to park when they get there, right? And then what we did is we actually did one continuous shot walking inside. You can just speed it up, right, using editing software. So I love this. Don't cut to like the inside. Just show them everything. If you're a new visitor, you want to see the whole process, right? And this is going to lower the barrier of entry for a new visitor. Now on this, you definitely want to shoot this horizontal, right? Shoot it landscape. If you're doing a selfie video for social media, right, you'd want to do it like this. But since this is going to be something we're going to use on the website and we're going to use all over the place, including social media, you actually want to shoot it horizontally in landscape mode. All right, so you can either hold it yourself. Hey, what's up, guys? Man, my name's Pastor Chris. Man, I want to show you what it's going to look like when you show up to Guts Church this Sunday, right? Or you can use the selfie stick, but start it in the parking lot. Then you want to go inside. I think it's pretty cool if you actually have some greeters there. So maybe you film this on a Sunday morning when you've already got people there. That makes it so they're able to not just see the building, but also see the people. And that's really, really important because every single potential visitor wants to know two things, right? Who's the pastor and who are the people? So if you make the video, you can say, hey, what's up? My name is Pastor Chris. Now they know who the pastor is, right? And they can connect with you through the video. And then if you show them in the video, a bunch of people that go to your church, they're going to start to connect with those people too, right? Now we answered the question, who's the pastor? Who are the people? We're using this video to do it. So as you walk in, you can be high-fiving the greeters. Maybe you got some people in the lobby, right? You're greeting them. Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Right? Just friendly faces, smiling faces. And you want to walk them all the way through the process, right? So if you have kids check in, right? So man, maybe you speed it up, go to the lobby and say, okay, so if you have kids, you're going to come over here and check your kids in right here at this counter. Super easy process. And don't worry, we'll walk you through it when you get here. Okay, so now we showed them where to park. We showed them what doors to go in. We showed them how to check their kids in. I would also address what type of clothing people should wear. And again, if they're seeing your people, they're getting a feel for it anyway. But if people dress up at your church, let them know, hey, people normally dress up and wear their Sunday best. If it's super casual, just say, hey, some people like to dress up, but most people are just here in jeans and a t-shirt. So there's no dress code. So just wear whatever's comfortable. So you also want to let them know upfront your service times and location, and then just kind of what to expect about the service, right? How long it'll typically last. And then you just want to walk them through the building, right? So what does it look like from the time they pull into the parking lot to the time they go into service? And again, one continuous shot is a great way to do this. You can do it on your phone. It shouldn't be more than like 2 minutes. I mean, really, that's max. You don't need this to be super produced. It's okay if it's a little bit raw, right? It feels a little bit more organic that way, as long as it's in HD. And just walk them through the church, right? Getting their kids check in. If you have a coffee bar or a place where you have free coffee, so walk them over and say, hey, if you like coffee, we've got free coffee over here. You can grab a cup of coffee. And then, hey, let's head into the sanctuary, all right, and get you a seat, right? And then go into sanctuary. Maybe when we did it for my church, we actually did it so that it was during worship. We actually kind of timed it so that right when we walked into the service, we hit a chorus, right? Just because it looks cool, right? All the lights are going and people are worshiping and people got their hands up because people always raise their hands during the chorus, right? So you could be a little bit strategic about that if you want to. You don't have to. But this is a pretty cool strategy to just give people a good overview of the church, right? Where you're at, where to park, what time services are, what a service looks like, the people in your church, you as the pastor, right? What a service looks like. And now it's almost like a little 2-minute test drive of the service. I also recommend showing them the kids' rooms. Now, you don't have to like walk through and do an entire tour of the kids' rooms. You could just like splice in some B-roll of like kids jumping up and down and having fun, and worshiping. But here's what I recommend for the entire thing. Make sure that everybody, including kids, babies, moms, dads, young families, everybody, make sure they're all smiling and happy, right? Sometimes we can be so worried about getting the right shot that we don't realize, hey, like that woman was totally going like, in the picture, right? Like that looks terrible, right? So just make sure in the video, everyone is smiling and happy. It's a place you want to be. It looks warm and friendly. Show the sanctuary. And then finally, what I would do is I would walk people through the format of a service. Hey, service is going to last about 75 minutes here. We're going to start with a couple of songs of praise and worship. We normally do 2 or 3 announcements of things that are coming up in the church, right? And then Pastor Bill is going to preach typically for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to close the service and get you out of here, right? And then make sure to end the video with your call to action, right? So you might say something like, man, we would love to host you this Sunday at Guts Church. I'd love to meet you personally, man. So click on the link below, sign up for Plan Your Visit so we can have a friendly person waiting for you at the front door to, show you around, get your kids checked in, give you a tour of the building, help you get a cup of coffee, save seats for you in service, introduce you around to a couple of friendly people, right? Make sure to click on that button, plan your visit for this Sunday, and we'll see you at 9:30 or 11 o'clock at Guts Church. So if you want to see the video we did for my church and a couple other examples for some other churches, again, just go to churchfuel.com/invite video, and I will send you an email that has links to all those videos so you can check them out and get a good idea of what this is going to look like for your church. Now, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and you can go check out my other video, how to start a church from scratch. I'll go a little bit deeper into the church growth strategies that you can use to actually get this video out to your city and invite people into your church. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's make heaven crowded. We'll see you soon.